Hello, everybody. This is Mickey Mao with CartoonMoneyPrinters.com. Today is March 7th, 2025. It is a Wednesday, a hump day, long day for me at work. But I am with KerMixAlot. Why don't you go and say hey, my dude?
Hey guys, I'm looking forward to going into the CPR stuff with you today.
Yeah, so quick touch up. Go to www.cartoonmoneyprinters.com, click the Start Now button, and then you can try us out for a month when you get a monthly subscription. With that, you get a suite of indicators that we made in house, as well as strategies to go along with them. So check us out. We provide educational materials. If you have questions, we can help you get the ball rolling. If you're new to trading at all, we're U.S. friendly, so if you're in the U.S., don't be shy. Um, we would like to get anybody in the U.S. Involved in trading to liberate their lives. And our whole mission statement is to essentially free you up from the 9 to 5, so you can actually spend your life doing what you love. And one of the skills that can help do that is technical analysis. So, without further ado, Kermie, why don't you go ahead and chat away, take it away.
All right, so guys, today I'm going to look at 4 CPR setups, and we're looking at the daily CPR. And Mickey, let me know if I do that. Does it show up on the screen?
It's really small.
All right, let me see. That was on the 17th of April. I'm gonna have to go into.
Well, why don't you just
trading.
maximize Discord more?
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Because you have Discord like tiny. No, like the actual Discord app.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta get to it. Does that help? Still small, right?
Yeah, it's pretty small.
I can go into the
Oh
regular
wait, try
chart.
clicking on the image itself. It's better. And you're not concerned about the candle bars so much as the CPRs. So.
No, you guys don't need to really focus on the candle bars.
Okay.
That's kind of blurry
fun,
anyway. I just want to show you the blue green boxes. Okay, and these are daily. So from the left to the right of each box is a full day, 24-hour period. Okay, so I just want to go over like 4 setups, and then I want to look at a really special setup where price counter trades the CPR bias. It can end up being just a blaster of a trade, like where you can a lot of times get a 10% plus move in like an hour or two, just as the new day is opening, like right before the at opening, or maybe an hour or two later. But I'll get into that. So this is very simple. You have day 1 here and day 2 here. If the CPR is completely higher than the day before, it's just simply CPR higher value, and that is bullish. All right, so very, very simple. Let me go to the next one. All right, so now let me open that up more. Okay, so this is a bearish overlapping lower value. Right, so basically day 1 is here, the next day is lower, but they're kind of overlapping a little bit. So this is moderately bearish, and this actually has what I was talking about, and we can go in and look at some more examples after this. But you see how it's either going to happen right here, right before the new daily candle, which would be like 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or right at the open. But in this case, it took a few hours, and then you see this blast through. So the bias was bearish. Now this is moderately bearish. If you have a completely bearish setup and price counter trades the bias, you can get a really fast move. All right, now I'm not going to go into the entry and everything right here, but you can just see how the price, I mean, if you just follow the EMA, you can see how price went up very quickly when it showed a counter to the bias. So that's your moderately bearish setup. And next is called outside value. And this is getting you ready for a sideways day. All right, so we have a narrow CPR here, so you're going to get some movement either this day or the day after because of the narrow CPR. So outside value means that the next day, if the CPR is wide and it's overlapping to the top and the bottom from the day before, and that's called outside value.
Zoom in.
Okay, so go ahead.
You zoom in. You're.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. All right, so outside value means that you're going to get sideways movement, most likely that day and the next, and that's basically what happened because you could see the range that was put in, right? And we just kind of zigzagged sideways for the next few days. So that's going to tell you a sideways bearish. And then this one is the opposite. It's an inside value, and this tells you that a breakout is coming. So this CPR isn't that narrow, so the breakout wasn't mind-blowing, but it was still pretty good. And coming into the next day, you have your inside value, meaning the top and the bottom is inside the prior day. So that tells you there's going to be a breakout coming, and that's what happened, right? So Bitcoin went from 79 to 85 within the next 24, 36 hours from the breakout indication on the CPR. All right, so to do a quick review, we did CPR higher value, which was bullish. CPR overlapping lower value. You can also have an overlapping higher value. That just means it's moderately bullish, lower value, moderately bearish. Outside value, the next day's CPR is much wider and overlapping to the top and bottom from the day before. That's going to tell you to have a sideways bias for the next day. And then the opposite, if you flip them, and then the new CPR is thinner and it's inside the top and bottom from the prior day, that's the inside value equals a breakout. Now, let me go to Bitcoin. All right. Nice little jump we had in the last half hour here. Wednesday nights seems to be a common theme. All right, so let me get on a much cleaner page. And we don't need the momentum indicators. And I'm going to go on a higher time frame, a little bit higher. And we're going to look for examples.
You're getting quiet again.
Okay, so we're looking for examples of what I was talking about where price goes against the bias, okay? So I see two here, and they're pretty easy to spot. I'm going to circle. There's one there, and there's one there. All right. So let's do one at a time. One is a bull bias, and the other is a bear bias. And okay. All right, here we go. So right here, you have an outside. Well, actually, the bottom of this CPR is, it's kind of neck and neck with the top of this. So you could argue this is an outside value or overlapping, but nevertheless, the pivot of this day is obviously higher from the day before. So this is a bullish bias on the CPR. Now, immediately, and it usually happens right away. Let me go to the 15 minute, and I'm going to probably have to pull back to April 26 here, so bear with me. All right, that's the bullish one, or the bearish. All right, here we go. Okay, so in order for these plays, you either want it to happen right at Asia session or right before the new daily candle, or it typically will skip London. It can happen during London too, but it will typically, if it doesn't happen during Asia, it can happen during New York, right? So right here, we have the bullish bias. That's obvious, okay? But price, it looked like it was respecting the bias and then immediately reversed and came down hard. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, because what I want to tell you with these plays, you don't have to try to pick the exact reversal point. As a matter of fact, you want to wait for a solid confirmation, and it's going to feel like you're getting in late. And what I'm going to tell you how I play these, okay? So now you want to look at your momentum indicator, of course, and make sure that it is solid there. But I'm not even gonna, I mean, here was my indicator on my momentum. It was on this candle. But even if it is this candle, right? You can get in here. I'm gonna put the arrow. You can buy short anywhere on that candle, and you simply put the stop loss either on the other side of the CPR. All right, so let me put a trend line here. You can put a stop loss here. Let me paint that red. That's not red. All right. Or you can put it above that candle that
use the positioning tool.
Oh yeah. Tell me again where that is.
It's the third one from the top.
This one?
Yeah, expand that out. Okay, it's the one above it.
No, it's not that one. It's this guy here.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, the entry would be here. Okay. Well, that's the thing is I don't really have a specific target with these. What I do, I mean, I don't have all my levels up on. This is the easy viewing screen here. But what I do is I wait until I get the long signal on my 15-30 minute price action reader RSI indicator, which would have been right here. So that's right here. There. So that's my take profit. And I'll usually, with these plays, is I'm going to take 60-70% out and keep my stop up here just on the other side of the CPR. And you can see that the price never did come back over there until later, but this obviously gave you another profit taking right here, because you have the 1530 dip down here. Right? So that would have been another target. So let me pull this up. Okay, so what you want to look for on these is price went totally against the bias, and the volume was huge. Okay, So even if you bought the bottom of this candle, I mean, hopefully you're not entering it in at the wick. I mean, this was probably like a 2% candle. Let me make sure. No, it's Bitcoin, so it was about a 0.5%. But yeah, you don't want to go in when it's like $1,000 move right away. But right here, even at the bottom of the candle, that was a safe entry, and the stop loss above the top of that candle, and there's your trade. So I'm going to bring this all the way down because this was TP1, and TP2 was where I got the second signal on par. So that was right here. I wouldn't say I would have got out on this wick, but I definitely would have gotten out about here. So that's one example. So that was price going against the bull bias, and you had a nice move. The next one's going to dwarf this one. So I'm going to go. So I have the circle on it. There it is. All right. Now this one was a killer. Okay. Get rid of the circle. And I think I'll just go over this, Mickey, and probably be done. I think this is enough for people to go off of. Oh, hey, Trigger's here. All right, cool. Feel free to unmute yourself. Let me go into this example, and then go ahead and unmute yourself and ask some questions. We'll be here for a bit. All right, so let me go back in. All right. Okay, so very obvious bear bias, outside value. So you don't get any more bearish than this setup with CPR. Doesn't mean they're going to follow it, right? Because there's always other market structure you got to take into context. But here it is again. Remember I said it usually happens right around the open of that candle. I mean, sometimes they'll kind of sideways and then New York boom up, but this happened right away. So right here, it's not really an entry based off of this strategy, right? Now let me see if my par had a buy signal, because you have the 60-minute going up, you got the 240 going up, you got the 1530 going up and crossing the zero line. So based off of my momentum indicator, I could have taken a trade here, but based off of this strategy, you want to wait. So like right here, the volume really came in, right? So that's where you look at your momentum indicator. I'm not going to want to enter when I'm in overbought, so I want to wait for a little correction. I could get in right here as it turns, but this one is even better. You got the 5-minute coming way down into oversold, and the 1530 giving me that dip that I want into that 4-hour, right? And the 1-hour is still trending up. I mean, it's kind of pulling back a little bit right here, but you could get in right here, okay? And a lot of people would probably think of this as not such a great entry. At the moment, that does not look like a good entry at all. But it's when price decides to go against the bias, it can get really strong. And if you get in here, I would have probably put the... Here, let me show you what the... let's say we got in. This is the safest entry, so we're going to use that right there. You could put the stop below the CPR, but in this case, since it was already quite heartily over the CPR, I would have put it below the 2 EMAs and the VWAP, right? And my take profit, right? I'm not going to be getting out with this 4-hour going up so strong. And no, I'm sorry, this is the 1-hour, and it's going up strong. There's no reason to get out on that move. Now, when that starts to pull back, right, but the 4 hour is still going up, but now you have a bear div on the 1530. So that's a good TP, and that would have put us right here. Right? That's risk reward 0.36. That doesn't look like a 0.36. Mickey, can you help me out with that? This is not. That can't be a 0.36.
It looks right to me.
Yeah, but this looks like a 2.5 to 1 right here. Looks like a 2.5 risk reward. That's strange. I don't know what's wrong with the setting. That was a long position, right?
Yeah. No, you're short.
Okay.
You're short.
Oh, that's why. All right. I was gonna say that does not look like a. Okay, that's why it was a 0.36. All right, long. All right, so long. As soon as that 1530 starts going up, here's your position right here. I'll even keep it below the CPR, right? Just so you can see. And my first out is right here. Okay. So, but I will still have some in the trade. And now, when the 1530 fails to come up even more, this is going to be your next TP, because now you're getting a bear div on 60. Right, the momentum indicator is making a lower high. Okay, while price made a higher high. So your second TP would be right here. And as I said, with these plays, the first TP is 60-70% out, boom. And the TP2, you're done. You're out. I mean, maybe you can leave 5 or 10% on for a runner, stop at break even, because maybe it's going to have a 20% move that day, or 50. It's happened. But you don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth here. So that is, what's the risk? That's 2.36 RR on that. And this is not even, I mean, this is Bitcoin. If you're doing this with alts, forget about it. You can see 3, 4 to 1, and these are usually happening within a few hours. Now this took about like 5-6 hours, right? But it's Bitcoin. It can stay strong for a while. So that's the main thing for tonight. It's kind of a short
check out
thing I wanted to go over.
And then check out Hype, and then check out the weekly CPR, or maybe the monthly.
Okay.
Maybe the monthly.
Oh, hold on, I forgot to Hype.
I've been doing that a lot lately.
So
you're on the 15.
I know. Before we move on, do you think that was just a liquidity grab on Bitcoin, and now we're gonna go down?
Yes. So
you don't think you think we're going back down to like 96, 97 before we go to 99?
My guess is that we're in a fixed range of the previous area. Like, we'll definitely retest 96.
Okay.
But on the macro, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we go down to 87 and then bounce from that.
Before we go to 89? I mean, 99?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want me to share my chart?
You think this is it? You think this is the top?
You want me to share my chart?
Yeah.
Let me
So you're not agreeing with Magbane on the 99 there?
Oops. Let me change the screen.
I thought that chart looked pretty good. But you know the way I trade. You know.
You're ultra low time frame.
Yeah. Well, I'm day trader. You know, it's 9:24 at night, and you know, I'm up on one BTC trade that I got in at 93.3. I don't even know how I got in that. And then another one at 94.8. So I might as well take some profits here.
Yeah. I mean, we could
I mean, it's
seriously
98 right now.
we could seriously pump up to 101. I could see that. We haven't broken the trend.
Like in the next day or two, you think?
I mean, if it's gonna pump to 101, it's gonna pump in the next week.
Okay, but you think I get a chance to get back in lower tomorrow?
Get back in lower tomorrow.
Yeah. You think I'll be able to long again tomorrow at 96.5? You think? Just getting a second opinion.
Yeah, money flow's looking good. Yeah, money flow is still strong on every time frame. Longer time frame.
So that means that we should still keep going. We might hit 99 tonight. It's only another $1,000 away now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Not very.
yeah, for sure. Like the buyers are in. They're forcing price up. So I could definitely see us hitting like 101 in the next week.
So you wouldn't TP aggressively right now if you're long.
No, just move your stop to break even, and then just like slowly exit your position in profit.
Yeah, that's kind of how I do it. But yeah.
Yeah, like in times like this, if I'm like catching a good ride, I'll be like, all right, well, I'll take 10% off now, 10% off in a little bit.
Yeah.
And just slowly chip away at the profit.
All right, so you want me to look at hype?
Yeah, look at hype.
All right, I got to get the monthly CPR up, okay? All right, here, I'll do it on... All right, so that's weekly, monthly, okay, CPR, there it is. I'm going to turn off all the levels. You know, I really don't use the levels
I've
much
turned
anymore.
off my levels too. The best
CPR
levels that I found are with the fixed range volume profile. Like they're consistently hitting for me.
All right. Well, here's hype, and I'm on the 4 hour. I'm gonna turn off my. Do you not want to? Do you not care about the daily right now? I can turn those off.
It's up to you. I mean, if you use it in your assessment.
Okay. Well, I won't use it on the 4 hour in my assessment, but I'll use it.
Okay.
I'll turn it off for now. Let's look at the monthly and the weekly. Right, that'll be fun. And this gives me a chance.
Zoom in
to really look at it
because your par takes up so much real estate.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not leaving it up. Okay. So you want to look at current hype?
Yes.
Oh, there was some entries. All right. Okay, so nice stair stepping on the weekly. I mean, that's just boom. It's just this thing is just an Energizer bunny, man. It's going and going. Look at that.
Yeah.
So it's another bull bias for next week. This is the future next week. I mean, it's only Wednesday, so you don't really can't pay too much attention to this.
I got in at like $16 and some change, and
nice.
I started staking it on hype, so I'm already up like fucking 30%, almost 40%.
Sweet. All right, here's the monthly. It is an outside value bullish, so it's moderately bullish on the monthly. Now, is that a virgin on the monthly?
Yeah.
That's
why
you gotta watch out for that.
Well, that's I got some more capital that I'm gonna throw at it. Um, if it goes down there, do I have my
Yeah, so
alarm set?
yeah, I would set an alarm
Yeah,
just above.
I got my alarm set. Yeah, right there.
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah, when that happens, I'm gonna fucking throw some serious liquid into hype and then stake it.
Alright. I got my alerts ready. So yeah, I wanna see, yeah, maybe go up. No. So this might be a case where you have a bullish bias, and if you see volume come in pushing it down, then it should easily come down to touch that. Here's your CPR, your version. It's gonna want to come and touch it, mwah, and then bounce. Or it could go down. You know, here you got the top of the previous month CPR, and it's stacked on the bottom of this weekly CPR, and there's also the new monthly CPR center is right here. So yeah, this is really strong support
At 16.
here
Yeah.
at.
All right. So
So
I got a fixed range. Let me actually adjust that fixed range a little bit.
yeah, show me your fixed range, and maybe Mickey, you and I can do um some small half-hour recordings looking at your fixed range profile and me looking at the pivots.
Yeah,
I
like
think
a
I'd
little
kind
back
of
and
like.
forth, just like a little session.
Yeah, and then we can draw some you know possible scenarios and put them up and see how they play out. It'd be
Yeah.
kind of, even if it's just for us and the group or whatever. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
Do you want to do that, like stream it live for everybody, or do you want to do that in house and just record it? Like, what do you want to do?
Well, let's do a few like recorded, and then if we feel good about the way it's going, then sure, yeah,
Okay.
I'd like to do it
Well,
live.
fuck, dude, let's because you wake up
But
early, let's do it in the mornings, and we'll just do like
okay,
15 minutes because then you can bring up your watch list, and then we can go through like a coin or two together.
yeah, we could just kind of play it by ear. Like if I'm up and available, and you're up and available, and we let's make sure we both have a half hour, and then yeah, and then we'll do it.
Yeah, so
Um,
I'll wake up like I don't know, 7 your time, and then
okay,
wait. Yeah, 7 your time
I'm
is
always ready at 7 my time. That's 5 your time.
yeah. So I'll wake up around there and then get coffee, and then I pretty much just sit at my computer for like a good 45 minutes.
Well, yeah. Keep in mind, I a lot of times have a client at 7:30 to 8:15 my time, and then some of those days I have a client at 8:30. Tuesday and Thursday. Now I have a client tomorrow at 8:30, but generally Tuesday and Thursday could be a good time for that 8:15. So it would be like 6:15, 6:30 your time.
Okay.
Or are you heading to work?
No, I'm hitting the road by 7. So I'm either in the shower
By
or
7. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, maybe you could shower and everything. Are you able to like get on for 20 minutes before you hit the road if you're already showered and had your coffee, breakfast, whatever?
It's honestly like it'll be like 7 o'clock your time is the right when I wake
Okay.
up.
Well, Mondays could work for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, it's just, I Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I usually have somebody at 7:30.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that.
And I have a client that I have to pick up early on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
So that
All right, good to know.
Monday actually works better.
Okay. All right. We'll try it for this Monday.
We can do it on a
So
fucking
anyway,
Sunday too, or whatever. You know what I mean?
I would like that. Yeah. We could do Sundays too, but this is our, yeah. I guess this is what we're looking at for hype. Um,
Well, let's wrap up the live stream here, and then we'll work on that
Okay, Trigger
together.
got up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
He will, okay. He had a long day too. Okay,
yeah.
let's wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us on this short little episode, but we'll be back with more. Astronaut Toad came back from his vacation, so expect a Sunday session. Um, same time. We stream at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we try to make that regularly, so long as life doesn't impose. So yeah, come visit us at www.cartoonmoneyprinters.com. Check us out and let us know what you think.